Jules, we're a big fan of Gareth Southgate, certainly as a person. You may be a little bit less so as a manager, but it's time to offer him some unsolicited advice, just our own personal view. Everybody out there's got views on what maybe this England best 11 should be in terms of lineup as well. Let's start with the formation, because we saw a lot of three at the back in the past. And I got to say this off the top. I feel bad for Southgate because nobody could have known that the Chelsea and City were going to reach the Champions League final and that United were going to reach the Europa League final. He hasn't been able to work with his best players. So what we saw in the friendlies, that's pretty relevant. They played 4-2-3-1. We don't think they're going to do that in the tournament, do we?
I don't know. I would go 4-3-3 personally, but you might go with the three at the back again, thinking it's a good idea.
All right. So it's basically we have to cover both contingencies, yeah?
Well, let's just go. What do you think? You think he's going to go three at the back?
I think if people are fit, in many ways, it makes sense.
Okay, let's go for three at the back then.
If it's three at the back, and it's essentially a 3-4-3, I'm assuming the three are going to be, or should be, Harry Maguire, Kyle Walker, who he likes to have as that extra third defender, and John Stones. And that's a reasonable back three.
But you don't have a left footer.
Okay, but you're not going to get a left footer if you just play two of them. So it doesn't really matter.
No, but in a back three, though, the idea is that one of your three centre-backs can come out with the ball. And suddenly you can't do that on the left-hand side.
You just borrow Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
The
two wing-backs?
With that, I think I'm a big Alexander-Arnold fan, as you know.
Yeah.
He's high on Trippier. I'm assuming Trippier and Chilwell at this stage.
I would think so,
yeah.
Definitely. Shaw did well against Romania.
Chilwell brings more speed, more athleticism. But could Luke Shaw be the third centre-back?
No.
Well, he's left-footed.
Yeah, but no. No, Tyrone Mings could be. I know he hasn't done great in the two games he played against Austria and Romania, but, he could be the one, I guess.
All right, so if it is 3-4-3, the two in front of the back four, I'm pretty sure one of them will be Declan Rice.
Yeah, 100%.
What sort of profile is the guy next to him? Is it Calvin Phillips? Is it Jordan Henderson? If it's Rice and Henderson, do you have a problem that you have two guys who maybe aren't the most perceptive passers?
I have got a problem because then that means Mason Mount has to play higher up on the pitch.
Oh, you want to see Mason Mount in the two? Go full on attacking.
100%.
So Rice
this is a team
Mount.
that has to attack. He has been too defensive-minded from the beginning, Southgate. This is a team. He's got so much talent going forward. Please go and attack. That's why I would play 4-3-3, because I think it would be easier to fit all the pieces of the jigsaw together to go and win these Euros, more than the three at the back, more than the 4-2-3-1. But if you just have two in front of the back four, Mount has to be there with Declan Rice.
Okay, so Rice and Mount. And then Harry Kane is our centre forward. We're going to waste time arguing about that. And our wingers, Rashford and Sancho, Rashford and Foden.
For me, Foden has to start, and then I guess Rashford is one of the leaders of that team. So
no room for Captain Jack Grealish.
No, Grealish as an impact sub like Sancho. Imagine if you can bring on Sancho after an hour and Grealish after an hour against a team that is tired, that you've already tired out a lot. I think it's amazing.
Let's revisit the formation quickly, because I think this is another point worth making. Sorry, who did we have at our right wing as a right wing? Trippier, right? You like Trippier ahead of Reece James because you don't like Reece James.
No, because Trippier has the experience and he's one of Southgate's boys, so he would always start him.
So if you go three, you're basically adding a central defender or adding a defender, which is an area where you're not very deep, and you're removing an attacking midfielder, right? Which doesn't really make sense because you have a lot of quality in the attacking midfield.
That's why I think the 4-3-3 works so much better.
4-2-3-1. All right, so if we were to go 4-3-3, then it's Maguire and Stones, yes. Yeah. No Kyle Walker. Your right back would still be Trippier, I presume, unless you want to be more defensive, and then it's Walker.
No, Trippier and Chilwell, that's good for me.
Trippier and Chilwell. Then your front three would still be Rashford, Kane, Sancho.
Foden.
Rashford, Kane, Foden.
Yeah.
Boy, I might have liked the idea of, what if you go 4-1-4-1 and just say Declan Rice, hey Declan, no point you going forward.
Now we're talking.
Right, and then you have Foden next to Mount.
Oh my God,
Sancho on one side. Oh, you're getting Rashford.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
And on the left, you'd have
Rashford.
Yeah, and Kane up front.
I mean, if he plays...
And you still have Jude Bellingham to come.
Listen, Gareth, you and... I mean, we're in love again if you play in the same team at the Euros, your first game, with Mount, Foden, Sancho, Kane, and Rashford. Nice. All is forgiven. All is forgotten. I love you again.
So, seriously, my only concern with this would be that some of these guys haven't played since the Champions League final. I mean, obviously, and you're kind of dropping them in there with a formation that, if he does go that 4-1-4-1 variety, which they haven't played before, and I think that is an issue. I'd love to see Bellingham play there.
Too.
He might be a solution there, maybe in the first game instead of Mount.
But then if you play the 4-3-3, you could easily have Rice sitting, then Mount and Bellingham on each side, and then you drop Sancho or Foden, one of the front four. But then that gives you a bit more stability, a bit more defensive sort of mind.
Sorry, I keep going back to this idea of a fullback in the back three. What about Chilwell in the back three, since he's athletic and he can defend?
Oh my God.
And then you have Saka. No,
Gab. Chilwell cannot play centre back even in the 3 in the Euros. It's impossible.
but Kyle Walker can.
But Kyle Walker is twice the size of Chilwell.
Okay. All right. I just throwing it out.
Yeah.
It's you don't like Sean. I would try to figure out a way to get your boy Bukayo Saka in the team.
I know. I would love
not
that
gonna
too,
happen.
but it's not going to happen. Not this time.
There you go, Gareth. Hey, you know more than we do.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.